Welcome to this week's Movie Math, where there's clearly a giant 2-week hole in Hollywood's release schedule. Traditionally, there is always a break the first weekend of December, as the studios like to give their Thanksgiving releases some room to breathe. And the same holds for this year, as only The Pyramid comes out December 5th, with Top 5 and Wild debuting in limited release. But this weekend saw two lightweights battle it out, while next weekend, the only major wide release is Nightcrawler, and that's not even from a major studio. Captain America the Winter Soldier, Gone Girl, and Annabelle have all proven you don't need to release a film during the traditional movie seasons to do big business at the box office. Yet still, those movie seasons remain overcrowded while wastelands like this emerge. Couldn't one of the big-ticket movies crammed into November and December break out here for a clear 2-week run at number 1? Plus, several limited releases are trying to get attention in those blockbuster-heavy months. Why not hit theaters now when the media is eager for a story to cover and audiences eager to hit theaters after consistently doing so week after week since Labor Day? Then again, that strategy has only worked somewhat for Birdman, which expanded to 50 theaters this weekend in an effort to capitalize on the big buzz from its debut last weekend. However, its per-theater average of around $28,000 is a far cry from the Grand Budapest Hotel's second weekend per-theater average when it expanded to around 60 theaters. Not quite the direction Fox Searchlight was hoping for this Oscar narrative. Thankfully, though, Birdman nabbed several Gotham Independent Film Award nominations, yet it became even more meta when, at the theater myself this weekend, I overheard ushers redirecting Birdman ticket holders to a smaller theater as they'd swapped it out with Ouija, which was drawing bigger crowds. Poor Regan Thompson. As for Ouija, it was the #1 film of the weekend, as expected, with about $20 million. That's only half the debut of Annabelle from earlier this month, but the board game did push that doll out of the top 10. It's gonna be pretty awkward on the toy shelf. Jason Blum has also got to be feeling a little awkward that he couldn't match the performance of James Wan, whose career he's largely responsible for. But Hasbro should be proud that their product placement movie outperformed Deliver Us from Evil, Oculus, and the latest installment of the Paranormal Activity franchise. The toy company should also be happy that young women are responsible for Ouija's box office win, as that's the demographic they're aggressively targeting with their upcoming Gem and the Holograms and My Little Pony movies. It's also worth noting that Hispanics also turned out big for the horror flick. And time for another sad Keanu meme, as John Wick not only couldn't win the weekend, but only generated about half the debut of The Day the Earth Stood Still, well, the second day in 2008. On the one hand, it's certainly a step up from the opening of 47 Ronin, yet let's see if it can beat 47 Ronin's worldwide box office total of $150 million. Plus, it seems Keanu isn't winning over a lot of new fans, as John Wick's audience was 60% male and 77% over the age of 25. As for the rest of the box office, Bill Murray was able to make some noise during this quiet time at the box office as St. Vincent went wide. Not a lot of noise, as it only rose to number 6, but still, it showed there might be some star power left in the older comedian after all. Most of the other movies in the top 10 took a tumble this week, yet Gone Girl demonstrated the best hold again with a drop of about 36%. The industry trades are making a big deal about the thriller becoming David Fincher's biggest grossing movie any day now, yet worldwide the gap is still about $100 million. Hey Hollywood, considering you take so much of their money, I think you need to measure globally as well. Speaking of overseas, Big Hero 6 opened in Russia and the Ukraine, where it pulled in about $5 million apiece. In Russia, that's on par with The Adventures of Tintin and The Smurfs 2. Ouch! Looks like Baymax couldn't protect Hero from that boo-boo. Finally, in the specialty market, Edward Snowden documentary Citizen 4 made some solid yet not spectacular waves, while Keira Knightley's comeback clearly has a ways to go. As for this coming weekend, again, things are expected to be pretty quiet with Nightcrawler and the Saw 10th anniversary re-release. And that's the weekend box office. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope we'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.